In the last 1 year, over 4 million persons have been infected with COVID-19. There have been at least 108,000 deaths and 318,000 serious cases. This is according to the Africa Centers for Disease Control. With early inoculations of the AstraZeneca vaccines coming with some side effects such as body pain, headaches, African countries now face a tough one, deciding to carry on with vaccinating their citizens or not. News Central's correspondent Mary Chinda examines the current situation of the vaccine in West Africa's Nigeria.
As confirmed cases of the Covid-19 hits over 3 million persons in Africa, the search for a lasting solution has thrown up the Pfizer vaccine as well as the Sinopharm vaccine, Sputnik, Covaxin, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson and the AstraZeneca vaccines. Among these, it's the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine that has been top on the charts on the continent, with the Africa CDC confirming that at least 7 million doses have been administered. However, this Nigerian professor of medicine warns that vaccination against COVID-19 could only be counterproductive.
You do not use the vaccine as your main backbone of your strategy. You use therapeutics, drugs that reduce the amount of viruses that is attacking someone. That means you want to reduce the replication of the virus to the barest minimum.
As the continent continues to receive generous donations of vaccines in the wake of over 100,000 COVID-19 related deaths, there are a good number of Africans who would avoid the shot like a plague.
I don't just want to take the vaccine because I really don't see what the vaccine really does in our body, because I know many people that took that vaccine outside the country. It's not really working for them, so that means it's not going to work for us in Africa also.
Those who took the palliatives should go and have the vaccine. As for me and my family, I know what to do to prevent COVID-19. Yes, so to say, and I can make both to say it.
If we take it today, what about tomorrow? Are we going to be immune of coronavirus? Are we not still going to put on face masks? Are we not still going to be keeping social distances?
No, I don't think I want to have the vaccine.
I don't want to take the coronavirus vaccine for now, because I really want to be sure about the whole thing behind the coronavirus itself.
There have been conversations around the homegrown vaccine developed by Africans for Africa to suit the African climate. Very recently, the Nigerian government announced that the country's scientists have produced 2 vaccines.
If we have a homegrown solution, we need to have a homegrown solution to these problems. Because it's not, today is COVID-19, tomorrow we don't know what is coming up.
I think it is wrong to compare efficacy of vaccines when they are not done under the same condition, if you get the point I'm saying. Some of those tests were done in Europe only. The others were done in Africa and other places. The ones in South Africa was against the South African variant, which was not done with the one in Europe. Therefore, they have different efficacies. So we need to get all the information and all the facts before we start running around and saying, oh, this one is not as efficacious as the other. Who says if they tested the Pfizer against an African one, you get the same result?
This Nigerian medic in diaspora who has received the AstraZeneca vaccine encourages all Africans to do the same.
We shouldn't wait for people to get the sickness before we begin to be proactive. The use of vaccine is actually a proactive measure. The use of vaccine is to give us a form of this virus, an inactivated one that has the same immunogenic property but not pathogenic property. That means they can elicit the same immune response but not cause the disease in us. So when you give people the vaccine, then they develop antibodies and wait. It doesn't mean that they can't get infected, but it's just that when the virus attacks them, they already have immunity to fight.
Meanwhile, statistics from the Africa CDC says at least 7 million persons have been vaccinated out of Africa's population of at least 1.7 billion. Mary Chinda reporting for News Central.